Hi, my name is Christopher. Welcome to this journey through taxation. Today we are going to study the chapter which is Introduction to Taxation. In this chapter, we'll explore what taxation means, why it is important, the different types of taxes, and the constitutional framework in India. We'll also look at tax authorities, taxpayer obligations, the difference between evasion and avoidance, and finally, international aspects of taxation. By the end, you'll understand taxation as both an economic necessity and a tool for policymaking. Introduction to Taxation. Taxation is a system where the government collects money from citizens and businesses. This money funds public services such as healthcare, education, infrastructure, and defense. Taxes are compulsory contributions enforced by law. Importantly, there is no direct quid pro quo. The benefit is collective, not individual. This slide introduces taxation as the backbone of government functioning and public welfare. Meaning and importance of taxation. Taxation has four key purposes. First, revenue generation, which funds all government expenditure. Second, economic stability, where taxes are used to control inflation and stimulate growth. Third, redistribution of income, achieved through progressive taxation to reduce inequality. Fourth, resource allocation, directing funds towards socially beneficial areas. This makes taxation not only a financial tool, but also a social and economic one. Types of taxes, direct and indirect. Taxes are broadly classified into direct and indirect. Direct taxes are paid directly to the government, such as income tax, corporate tax, and property tax. The burden falls on the taxpayer and cannot be shifted. Indirect taxes are collected by intermediaries like GST, excise duty, and customs duty, and passed on to consumers. The burden here is ultimately borne by the final customer. Progressive, regressive, and proportional taxes. This slide explains tax structures. Progressive taxes increase with income, like India's income tax, helping reduce inequality. Regressive taxes fall more heavily on the poor, like flat sales taxes, and are criticized for being unfair. Proportional taxes apply a flat rate across all income levels, such as a fixed corporate tax rate. Each system has different impacts on equity and efficiency in society. Constitutional framework of taxation in India. India's constitution governs taxation. Article 265 states no tax can be levied without authority of law. The seventh schedule divides powers between union and states. Union list includes income tax and customs duties. State list includes land revenue and agricultural income tax. The 101st Amendment introduced GST and set up the GST Council. This framework ensures clarity and distribution of taxation authority. Tax authorities and administration. The Ministry of Finance is the top authority, formulating policies. The Department of Revenue administers direct and indirect taxes through CBDT and CBIC. At the regional level, officials like commissioners, deputy commissioners, and tax officers ensure compliance. This hierarchy creates both policy guidance and ground-level enforcement. Efficient administration ensures effective tax collection and compliance. Role of CBDT and CBIC. CBDT manages direct taxes like income tax and corporate tax. It formulates policies, enforces compliance, and resolves disputes. CBIC handles indirect taxes, especially GST and customs duties. It also fights smuggling and facilitates trade through simpler procedures. Together, these boards ensure smooth functioning of India's tax system. Taxpayer obligations. This slide outlines what taxpayers must do. They must register for PAN, TAN, or GSTIN. They are required to maintain accurate records and books. They must calculate liability correctly, file returns on time, and make payments promptly. Failure to comply can lead to penalties, interest, and legal consequences. These obligations maintain fairness and discipline in the system. Tax evasion versus tax avoidance. Here we see a key distinction. Tax evasion is illegal. It involves hiding income, misreporting, or concealing assets, and is punishable by law. Tax avoidance, on the other hand, is legal, using tax-saving provisions or schemes to reduce liability. While avoidance is lawful, aggressive schemes may be challenged under GAR. The difference lies in legality. Evasion is a crime, avoidance is planning. Case study: evasion versus avoidance. This case study gives clarity. In evasion, a business owner maintains two sets of books, one fake for tax authorities. This is deliberate misrepresentation and illegal. In avoidance, an individual invests in ELSS funds to claim deductions under Section 80C. While legal, excessive avoidance schemes without genuine substance may be questioned. This slide highlights both ethical and legal boundaries. Recent developments in Indian taxation. This slide reviews reforms. In 2017, GST was implemented, replacing multiple indirect taxes. In 2019, corporate tax rates were cut to boost growth. In 2020, the Vivad se Vishwas scheme was introduced to settle disputes. In 2021, faceless assessments reduced human interaction in tax processes. In 2023, a new regime with revised slabs was introduced. These reforms modernize and simplify taxation. Economic impact of taxation: taxes affect the economy both positively and negatively. On the positive side, they generate revenue, redistribute wealth, stabilize cycles, and promote savings. On the negative side, they can reduce disposable income, discourage entrepreneurship, and create distortions. The impact also depends on the balance between tax rates and public services. High taxes with high services may strengthen welfare, while low taxes with low services weaken infrastructure. International taxation principles. International taxation deals with cross-border income. Residence-based taxation taxes residents on worldwide income, while non-residents pay only on local income. Source-based taxation taxes income where it is earned. To avoid double taxation, countries sign DTAAs, and India has agreements with over 85 countries. Transfer pricing rules ensure related entities transact at fair market prices. These principles make global trade and investment possible. Summary: Introduction to taxation. This slide reviews the core ideas. Taxation is compulsory and funds government needs. Types include direct, indirect, progressive, regressive, and proportional. India's framework divides powers between center and states, and CBDT and CBX administer taxes. Taxpayer obligations must be met, and the distinction between evasion and avoidance is crucial. Together, these concepts build a foundation for advanced tax learning. Closing perspective. The final slide reminds us that taxation is both a necessity and a policy tool. It funds services, shapes economies, and redistributes wealth. As future professionals, you must understand not just the mechanics of taxes, but also their ethical and economic implications. Globalization makes taxation even more complex, with international rules. Mastery of these basics will help you navigate advanced taxation topics with confidence.